Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Taylor, and on this corner of the internet we talk about reading, fiber arts, and a little bit of lifestyle stuff. Today I'm going to be telling you my 2024 goals and resolutions. I know we're a little bit into January. I had a very hectic last part of my year. I had to come home early from going to see my family in Minnesota, which was very sad for me, and then had this big blizzard, and the entire first week of the year, so last week, I didn't do anything but watch TV. I really just needed a week to rest, kind of reset, figure out what I want to be doing, and now I'm here to share it with you guys. So if this sounds interesting to you, don't forget to leave a comment, give this video a like, and please subscribe to the channel. I plan on having a lot of really fun things going on this corner of the internet in 2024, so I really hope you'll come along with me. So let's get started. So first I'm going to recap 2023 with you. Unless you know me in my personal life, 2023 was a very hard year for me. I entered into a relationship with someone who was kind of full of red flags and stayed with them for much longer than I should have. It led to a lot of turmoil and a lot of crying, and ultimately me leaving them and the city I had called home for the previous 2 years very abruptly. I moved to Rapid City on October 1st of 2023, and it truly was the best decision I could have ever made for myself, my mental health, and for the life that I want to be living. I started this channel last year in June, and I have really found a lot of solace in making videos, and I am so happy that almost 430 of you have decided to subscribe to my channel and follow along, and I hope that there will be more friends coming in 2024. I'm ready for a fresh start in a new year, and that's not to say that I have to flip my entire life on my head and become a brand new person, but I want to be the best version of myself, and I always want to be working towards that. So 2023, we're done. 2024, we are ready to accept whatever it is, but it is going to be good things. I am manifesting good things. So the first thing I'm going to show you in terms of kind of my goals, my best friend and I decided to make physical vision boards this year. So this is my vision board. We got these canvases at Hobby Lobby. I think they were like $8, and then we printed out the photos from Walgreens, and we taped them on there with Mod Podge. So some of the things that I have on my vision board, we're gonna do a little show and tell time. I really want to get more into vlogging, so I have the vlog camera up here, and you'll see I have other kind of YouTube related things like the monetization eligibility. We have the 100,000 plaque, but we'll see. We're reaching for the stars, but also trying to be realistic in 2024. We have tarot card spreads. One thing I'm adopting this year is the Lucky Girl Syndrome. So I have it up here. It says Lucky Girl Syndrome, and it says, "I'm so lucky, everything works out for me." And then this one right here says, "I'm such a lucky girl." We see the meditation and tarot spreads. So we have the meditation and tarot spreads, reading, have the Kindle and coffee, and I don't know, this is just kind of how I want my life to look, where I want it to go, and I love being able to wake up every morning and think about it. Another thing that my best friend and I really like to do is make lists. So in addition to the vision boards, we also both picked out a notebook. We decided to make it our 2024 list notebook. She is Her handwriting is so much better than mine, so her notebook looks eons better than the inside of mine does. This is a composition notebook from Jalapeno Paper Co. Got this at a small indie bookstore, I believe in Illinois one time when I went there. So we made a bunch of lists, so like things we can do when we hang out with our friends, like making pizza or a PowerPoint night, and like a spa night or a wine and cheese pairing. And none of these are like groundbreaking ideas, but we see them on social media and it's like, oh my gosh, we need to do that. And then it flits out of our minds as fast as it came in. And then we plan these hangouts and then we don't know what to do. Writing it down helps us remember that like we can go back to these lists and be like, oh yeah, we said we were gonna do this. The next list that we made was clothes to upgrade our wardrobes. I've been working from home for the past 2 years, so there are certain things that my wardrobe is severely lacking, like some business casual clothes, PJ sets. Like I still have quite a few things that I want to upgrade from college. So things I have are like sweatpants, leggings, workout clothing. I definitely need a few more sunglasses because I only have one pair and I misplace them all the time. It's like just things like that. And then we made a big list of everything that we can do in our city that we're living. We live in Rapid City, South Dakota, and we made lists of everything we can do. So like some things that are on the list are like Prairie Berry Winery, which is one of like the most popular wineries in South Dakota. Hill City Train is a tourist train that goes from Hill City to Keystone around here. Found out that there's a place we can go ride hot air balloons out here. Like this we found just from like Googling and going on Facebook and looking at Facebook events and looking at the Black Hills and Rapid City Chamber of Commerce pages. There were a ton of different things that we want to do because you know, living in such a smaller area, this is the smallest area that both me and my roommate have lived since college. So we were like, what is there to do around here? So just by a couple Google searches, we found so much to do. And now we're excited to do it. So now we're going to switch gears a little bit. I'm going to go into my life goals, my fiber goals, and my reading goals. And then, so let's jump into life goals. So one thing I want to do is work out 3 times a week. Working from home, sitting in a desk chair all the time, I can definitely feel my body breaking down on me. Not as flexible or as in shape as I would like to be. And it's not so much of like I want to lose weight or look a certain way. I just want to feel stronger and not feel so tired all the time in my body. I want to post 2 to 3 YouTube videos a week. I do not have a set schedule as of this point in my life. Things are just so volatile with, I don't know what my social schedule is, and I want to both work on this channel and also have a happy and thriving, you know, social life, living with my best friend and exploring where we're at in this area. So, but 2 to 3 times a week is definitely feasible for me. I would like to post on Instagram 4 times a week, whether that be like 2 reels, 2 static photos or carousels or whatever, at least 4 times a week. I want to go on 1 solo date a week. So last week I went to a local bar and went to their comedy open mic night by myself. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do this week, but doing at least one thing alone, whether it be going to dinner or to an event like that. I want to do one thing alone each week. I want to go to a music festival. My best friend and I are talking about potentially going to like Lollapalooza or maybe Summerfest in Milwaukee. There's also rumors that there's going to be a Lollapalooza type music festival going on in the Twin Cities this coming summer, so we'll keep our eyes out for that. I want to do 1 solo weekend trip. So I always travel alone for work, and I don't find that very scary or anything, but I also don't do too many adventurous things. You know, I go do the trade show and then I go back to my room, or I go to dinner and then I go back to my room. I think what I want to do I thought I always wanted to do like this big solo trip where I like go somewhere I've never been before and stay in a hotel by myself and just like really, you know, whatever. But I'm thinking before I do that, I kind of am thinking about doing like a cabin weekend where I just kind of like go and I write and I read and I crochet and kind of like do all the things that I love just in like pure solitude. So I'll see as the year progresses what that kind of turns into. These next few are kind of like bigger ones. I don't want to date for 3 months. So as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I moved to Rapid in October of last year, and I was going through a massive breakup, and I've been on a couple dates, but I think I've just decided that right now, where I am in my life, there is not time that I want to make for a significant other. And I think that there's a lot of like, I guess the word is like cheap dopamine to be had by like being on dating apps. But I've decided to kind of remove myself from that. So from January 1st to the end of March, I can't remember if there's 30 or 31 days, I don't want to go on any dates. I don't want any dating apps, and I'm just going to just be me and work on this and my small business and just read my books and do my own thing. Some kind of more monetary things. I want to cut back on my spending a lot. Since I've moved to Rapid City, I have cut back a lot of my spending. I'm not buying as much yarn. I'm not buying as many books and skincare products. Like, it really has been good for my wallet to be somewhere where there just aren't as many shopping options. So I want to see how long I can go before spending money on the following things: skincare, hair care, makeup, yarn, books, and tea. Tea is like kind of an interesting one. My grandmother always gives me a lot of tea, so I need to kind of, since it's been cold, I've been drinking a lot more tea. But you know, these are all things that I really like, but you know, I don't need another leave-in conditioner or another hair oil while I already still have one. Or I don't need a million open mascaras. Sometimes I have a little bit of a problem with like wanting to open up so many mascaras because I want to try them all. And then I really want to stash down my yarn. When I moved in here and my best friend was helping me unpack all my yarn, she was like, geez, how did you get this much? I was like, I don't know, I just couldn't stop. And so I told her that when we move out of this apartment, whether it be this year, next year, whenever, if there is more yarn than I brought into the apartment originally, then I will give her $300 on the spot. So I have been tracking my yarn usage and spending since October 23rd. So I was gone for a couple weeks in October when I first moved here. And I've definitely bought less than I have used, but not by a very big margin, because in December I went home and went to Joann's and bought 40 skeins of yarn. But this is kind of what works for me for tracking it. I just go by week, Monday to Sunday. Whenever I finish a skein of yarn, I just put down a little tally. And I guess one goal purchase I want to make is I want to get an iMac set up. I think that would be really fun to use for editing videos and playing the video games that I like. I mean, the only video game that I really play is Stardew Valley. So, and that works really, really well on my laptop and my Switch, so I guess I don't really need it for gaming purposes, but I really, really want an iMac set up for video editing and photo editing. So those are my life kind of goals. Now I'm going to tell you specifically my fiber arts goals. So I want to use 100 skeins of yarn. with the amount of yarn I have and the amount that I crochet or knit or whatever every single week, I do feel like this is feasible. Last week, the first week of the year, I used 8 skeins of yarn. I want to try drop spindling again. I do have some like top comb and different fibers to drop spindle with, and I would like to make a video about drop spindling because I have tried it once before on my own time before I started making videos, and it was so difficult. Oh my goodness, I like watched so many videos and they made it seem so easy. It is so difficult. And then next goal, I want to have no extra bins of yarn in our laundry room. So our laundry room is just over yonder, and I have 2 extra bins of yarn. So I would like to use up enough yarn to where I don't have any extra bins. I would like to have a much smaller stash, a much more intentional stash. Removing those 2 bins, or like using up enough yarn to get those 2 bins out of the area so that we can have it more for storage or for my inventory, would help a lot. I want to publish 5 patterns. My Easy Breezy Beach Bag pattern is coming out this Saturday, January 13th, and I'm so excited. I'm going to be dropping the pattern on Etsy, and I'm going to be doing a video tutorial here on YouTube. So that'll be my first pattern of the year. And one thing that like really scares me to try, but I am wanting to try it this year, is tapestry crochet. I recently started knitting a pair of Selbu mittens. So those have like a graph that you have to follow, and it's much easier than I thought it would be. So, especially when crocheting is my main fiber art, I'm surprised I haven't tried this sooner, but we're gonna try it this year. So those are what I have for my fiber goals. Next is my reading goals. So I want to read 50 books on my physical TBR. I want to make a video soon going through every book on my physical TBR. On and off buying books. There's a Books A Million here in Rapid City, and it's really, really cool. So I really enjoyed going there, but I'm like trying to take a step back from purchasing books. I want to read 50 books on my physical TBR. I want to annotate more of my nonfiction books. I did it with my most recent nonfiction book, which was Why Men Love Bitches by Sherry Argov, and I really, really enjoyed it. I really think it made it more of an intentional reading experience for me, and I really feel like I was able to comprehend more of the concepts in the book because I was annotating. I want to read every day. I do have a reading journal. It is just a little Amazon one, and it has the little tabs with like every day in each month. So I've been marking down, and I've been really good. I've read every day so far, but I mean, it's only 8 days into 2024. I want to write and post more book reviews on both Goodreads and on my Bookstagram account. That is linked down below. I don't post on it very often, but I really want to get into posting on it more. I love reviewing books. I love like really getting into the nitty-gritty of books. I know not every book kind of calls for that level of like thinking depth and such, but I want to do more of that so then I can like kind of share my thoughts on books more, not just on YouTube, but also on Instagram. And I want to write more of my own poems and personal essays. One thing about me is I have loved writing since I was in middle school. One of my kind of lifelong dreams or goals is to write a book. I always thought it would be nonfiction, but as I get older, I'm realizing that poetry and personal essays really resonate with me more. I love books of personal essays. I love poetry books. So I have started trying to write more personal essays. I do know that there's a lot more research to go into them. And I am only 26. I'm not claiming to know everything. And it's not something that would happen anytime soon. But I want to hone my writing skills more. And the way to do that is to write more and share my writing wherever I can. Maybe it'll be here. It'll probably be more spoken word around the community that I live in currently, wherever I can find it. But Goodness, that was such a long video. I hope that you enjoyed this. I really enjoy sharing my goals and my aspirations. Leave a comment down below what one of your goals is for 2024. I'd love to hear them. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Got big plans for 2024, and I really hope you come along with me for it. Bye.